Hello and good morning. Um, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium, and I'm joined by Peanut, who's over there looking out the window barking at dogs going by. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Today is the 25th, and let's see, February 13th, I'm offering a Psychic Medium Development class. March 13th, Self-Healing class. They're both on my website under classes. So http //www.garychampion.com, and then from there you can navigate to those pages. Today is a day I woke up. Well, it started with a song last night. The Searchers, I know I'll never find someone like you. If I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'll do. Never find another you. Anyway, that's sort of the way I feel. And I sort of have a program. I'm gonna tell you about it. You can do it if you want to, or not do it. What gets me kind of always happy. The reason why I'm always happy is I put that first. I don't, and my happiness is not tied to what I do for a living or anything else. It's within me. And if you connect your happiness to economics, or how big a house you have, or how many cars you have, or anything like that, that's an up and down thing. The economy goes up and down, has recessions, depressions. How good you do depends upon blah, blah, blah. And that makes happiness something that's not always here. It's not always within you. And if you're trying to achieve happiness, tying that to it, you're always beating yourself up, trying to achieve happiness in an unhappy world. We have air pollution, we have water pollution, we have white supremacist groups, we have these crazies on this side and these crazies on this side. And you can't tie your internal happiness to things that aren't from within you. You're always going to be happy at times, and disappointed and angry and upset and depressed, but that's what we tend to do. We tend to get happy when we get a big raise, or we get a new car, we get a house, and then the rest of the time we just float along waiting for the next high that the world gives us, or the next low that the world gives us. Somebody dies, somebody passes to the other side. It's a low point. A baby is born. So you get the idea. By not tying my happiness to my success in the world as a psychic medium or healer or anything else I'm doing, I find that I can achieve happiness every day. And it starts, I get up, and the first thing that hits me as soon as I'm awake is how lucky I am. A lot of people would look at my life and say I'm not very lucky. I've had some not good times. But since my happiness is not tied to those, I roll on. Happiness is just it's a constant state of being. But I get up every morning and I just marvel at how lucky I am. The breaks I've had. I don't look at the bad stuff. Who does that? It's people who tie their happiness to this. They're the people that do that. They get up in the morning and they assess their day. How much money do I have in the bank? How big is my house? If we're going to add on that extension, we're going to can I get higher in the company? Do I need to start my own company? Do I need to reinvest this money in? these are things that come and go. If you live long enough, as I have, you'll notice that the world changes every day. I tend not to judge my day according to the rules of the world. Because last few years have not been all that good. I know people that have been depressed for 4 years, taking major drugs for depression or anxiety or something, and that's not really any way you want to live. But if you detach yourself from the world and not connect your happiness to the world's happiness, that's a big mistake, because there's always some. In the newspaper when I was a kid, it was 30 minutes long. Newsmen came on at 6. Huntley Brinkley, whoever it was, those people are long dead. They've long passed to the other side. But it was on, and the only reason I know is my aunt used to have an old black and white TV. It's from the 60s, and it had a knob where you pulled it out and it came on. She'd pull it out. News would start at 6:30. She shut the television off. She said there wasn't anything else worth watching. Now it's kind of the reverse. News is not worth watching. A lot of entertaining programs, and I'm watching a lot of them right now about healing and self-improvement, and like laughter is the best medicine, things like that. It's a part of keeping myself happy. I watch goofy, funny movies. They're not Oscar winning. Those tend to depress me because there's always a lot of violence in them. Good acting too, but anyway, I get up every morning and I say it out loud, and I say it to my wife, that we're lucky. We're lucky people. Other people wouldn't say so. But again, that's the real world. I'm not tying my happiness to somebody else's happiness. If someone else views you as unfit, or you're not making a lot of money, you're not going anywhere, you're not setting the world on fire. First of all, they generally don't tell you, but I can read it in them. Should not tie your happiness to somebody else's happiness. Except perhaps my wife's. Try and make her happy in all that she does. So, happiness begins in here. If I'm happy in here, I don't really care about the rest of it. I've always done okay. I've always made a living, fairly healthy for an old guy. So I get up and I start with, what a wonderful day. I'm so lucky to be here. I could have been killed a number of times. I could have died in a number of ways, and I'm still here, and I'm still breathing, and I'm still happy. And it extends through the day. Whatever I'm working on, I'm thankful that I'm being able to work on it. And then I go outside and walk the dog, and I marvel at the weather, whatever it is. I don't care if it's windy, raining, snowing, doesn't matter. What a wonderful day it is. The sky is clear. Yesterday it was 79 here. The sky was clear, it was 79, and I do that all through the day. And then when it gets to nighttime, the moon comes out. Around 9 o'clock I walk the dog and stare at the moon. What a beautiful moon it is. Look, it's bigger than it was last night, or it's smaller than it was last night. Find happiness in the things you see and the things you do, and who you are as a person. Not that out there. That shouldn't. I've had some pretty monumental failures, but it didn't kill me. You learn to just pick up and move on and not give it much of a thought. They're a part of life. You never fail until you fail to get up. That's failing. So everything I've done, I'm going to say I've been successful at. Because even if I fell down, I got up. It's turning into a soapy little video, isn't it? But it's the truth. If you're happy in here, the world is wonderful. Don't tie your happiness to the happiness of the world or the news or people in a certain country are having a hard time. I can't do anything about that. I can feel sorry for them. But I can handle what's here. People that come see me, people in the neighborhood that I can help. That's the mission. Not somewhere 6,000 miles from here. Can't help that. Get in a groove with it, and just every day just be so thankful of who you are, where you came from, where you're going, where you've been, the things you want to achieve in the future. But don't let failure bum your day out. The world's a wonderful place. It's more complicated than when I was a kid. We didn't have cell phones. Very few people flew. The news was 30 minutes long. That was it. Came on at 6, was off at 6:30. Now you can watch the news. Of course, CNN, when they came in, you could see 24-hour news about all the horrible things in the world. They very seldomly said anything good. And that's what we have today. Negative news gets ratings. Positive news doesn't. Create your own little happiness within yourself. I'm happy to be here today. I got up excited. Peanut woke me up at 5 o'clock. What a horrible time to get up, but he needed petting and walking. So I'm happy to do that. Happy to do that. 5 o'clock's not gonna mess up my day. Came back, gave him a little snack, gave him some dog food. He ate his breakfast. He might join me over here in a minute. He's looking out for bad doggies that he doesn't like in his yard. And he's humorous when he does it. See if I can get him to come over here. Peanut, come here. Jump up here. There he is. There's Peanut. Peanut the wonder dog. He's mostly happy. And he smiles a lot. Right now he's yawning and looking out the window. He's still, even though he's here in my lap and he let me pet him, he's looking out the window for dogs that come by and make deposits on the yard. He just hates that. Whew. But he's a funny dog. He's very entertaining. Very loyal. And fun to be around. Maybe that's just happiness. So he's had it. He says, I'm going. Okay. So again, Merry Christmas. One more thing. My wife and I we've agreed to do a horoscope thing. She's not in town right now. When she gets back, we're going to do a horoscope for the new year. And that should be fun. Maybe make it longer, more stuff. I don't know how, but it always happens. If I say there'll be more stuff in it, guys on the other side will make that happen. It'll be more. I don't know how, but I don't get specific in manifesting stuff. Mostly I get what I need, and I'm happy with that. See what I mean? It's not what I want. It's kind of what I need. What do I need? Nothing really. Happiness makes you not want, but just need. You understand that your needs are being met, and that makes you happy. Wants, that's it. That's one of those. I want a new bicycle. I didn't get one. Oh, depression. Billy next door has one. I can ride his. Oh, up again. Don't tie your happiness to the world or to what's outside there. Keep it in here. And I've noticed that people are attracted to happy people. People are repelled by angry. Not going to say anymore. Thanks for watching my channel this year. It's been a lot of fun. You've been quite helpful to those who, when they get depressed on the site, you jump in and help them. I appreciate that. That's the main reason for the site. When someone's not feeling well, you jump in there and have a good comment for them. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.